Oh no, that's paint. I'm like, what?
And I forgot to turn my camera down. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. It has... Come on. Focus. Focus. There we go. What's up, Dorkwing? How are you? Or Dorkwing, sorry. And the rest of you sent me something. Hold on a second. What is this? Why can't I open it? Why can't I open it then? Well, I don't know why I can't open that sequence, but yeah, that's bizarre. I don't know why that's not opening. I'll have to try that later. What's up, Septic Child? Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's a good time to be here. I'm sorry, I'm still kind of eating my dinner. I decided to sit far too long in the sauna. It was good. It was worth it. Worth the time. Okay. Desktop audio looks like it's a little loud, so I'm going to turn that down for a second. Be lurking, but love your face. Thank you, Sarah. Love your face, too. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Doing good, boss. I can't speak tonight either. Your Substance Painter tutorial helped me out a lot. Thanks, man. Yeah, of course. I'm glad it helped. I've been getting a lot of attention on both of those, or all three of those, which is nice. Why the fuck are there ads on this channel? What do you mean, why are there ads on this channel? It's Twitch. I can't get rid of them. Fixed. What do you mean fixed? You can't fix that. What's up, Zach? How you doing, man? Okay, so if you couldn't tell by the stream, because I totally forgot. Ah, that's what you did. Look at that. Beautiful. Thank you, buddy. Almost 50 months. Holy shit, I've known you way too long. Crazy. I'm gonna have to push you off of something in Battlefield and just end it. See, I fix things. I don't break them, I fix them. All right, so I'm doing something a little bit different. Thursdays are gonna be dedicated to building out this guy. I don't use this very much. And I've noticed that one of the things I hate is that I keep remaking things, like bolts and panels and other stupid things. So I'm going to start building my own asset library. And this goes hand in hand with another thing too, which is really cool. So if you are a subscriber on Patreon, you will get access to these every single time I make them the day after stream. So as long as I finish them on stream, you'll get access to them the day after. They'll be totally free as long as you subscribe on Patreon and support the channel. YouTube members, it'll also be available to you as well. I need to figure out how to get you access to them. I think I'm going to do it. I think I could do members only posts on YouTube. I got to figure it out. But YouTube members and Patreon members will get all these assets for free. And then if you're a subscriber on Twitch, I have no way to get them to you. So hit me up in a DM as long as I can validate that you're a subscriber on Twitch. I don't have a ton of them, so they're easy to kind of sort through. As long as you validate on Twitch or you validate with me, I'll send you the links. I'm down for BF6 later if you want. Of course I'm down for BF6 later. Now get back to your goddamn live stream. How long have you been 3D modeling? On and off for about 15 years. Basically a library ripped of game assets. It's really helpful for learning the models and textures. Oh, that's cool. That's neat. I will take a look at that when I can figure out how to get it to open. Sorry, like I said, I ran kind of long at the gym today. So, I'm still eating my dinner. How are you doing this evening? I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm energized. I just cooked myself for like 30 minutes in a sauna and I feel great. All right. So, I didn't prepare at all. As per usual. So here we go. We're going to do this. First thing we're going to look at is bolts, images. I want to see what kind of bolts I want to make. Stop screaming. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? I don't necessarily want to do nuts just yet. So, the first set that I'm going to build are going to be basically Greeble assets. I'm not going to be building the threads on these things. These are going to be wholly meant to just stick on a mesh and call it good. So we're really only working on the tops. So I'm hoping I can get quite a few of these done. So let's go ahead. Let's look at just a regular bolt. I'm gonna move this over here. I'm gonna move this over here, and we're gonna put that right there. There we go. It's been a year since I popped into your stream. It has been a year. That's crazy. Bolt stream. Yes. Let's see. How long have you been doing 3D, Dorkwing? Now that we have been introduced, I know you said you just watched the Substance Painter tutorial. So, all right. So we're gonna work on a bolt. The birds. All right. So let's go ahead. How do I want to start this first one? Let's just go to create polygon. And we are going to create... Wait, there's a default gear? Why have I not known that? What the shit? Dude, I had no idea that existed. Alright, well that's cool. I never go into this menu. Alright, so where are you? There is a specific one that I'm looking for. I know it exists. I don't think it was called the Ultra Shape. Let's see. It's not the Helix. What was it? The Prism? No, it wasn't the Prism. Polygon Disc. That's what I wanted. I saw that like a couple of months ago. The gear's pretty good. No, that's super cool. Yeah, the gear's not bad at all for a default. I wish you could, like... I don't know. Maybe you can. I wish you could add your own base primitives. That would be nice. I started learning in October. I want to make video game mods. Nice. That's super cool. What are you primarily working in? Subdivisions, we're going to go down to 2. We're going to go down to 1. There we go. Look at that. That's exactly what I wanted. Except 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides, and that is 6 sides. Can I do like 1.5? No. Quads. 3. Okay, hold on. I know there's a fast way to do this. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Quads, sides, 6. Okay. All right, cool. Now that we got that figured out. So yeah, basically the idea is I'm going to build out a custom asset library so I can stop modeling these things constantly because I am so freaking tired of modeling things over and over again. All right. So this is going to be the first bolt. And these are pretty simple, so if you've never made these before, it's a fun time to learn. These go up a little bit, and then we are going to circularize that. Boop. Just a little bit higher. Alright, and then the cool thing is we just get to kind of do this. Down. Okay. GameCube logo. Why would I do the GameCube logo? Armor Reforgers, the game, made a UFC Octagon port. Oh, nice. Super cool. That's awesome. And I know I saw you in there. How you doing, Tamuzu? I don't know why I have 3 different chats up right now. Give me a second. Okay. Going to just do this again. Oh no, apparently not. Why not? Okay. What about you? Okay. It just didn't want to let me do the whole thing and all the things. I definitely don't want that. Why's my music so quiet? That's why. Should put away portfolio stuff and all the unfold. I saw the thing that you're working, the legs that you're working on. Those are dope. Did you decide to go with like an armor core thing? doesn't want to let me do that, which is actually kind of a little unfortunate. But what I can do is I can make this kind of easy on myself. Delete that. Delete that. I don't... Oh, that's why it's not working. Okay. Hold on. Let's do surfaces, mesh display, reverse. Let's try that instead and see how that works. Because I really just need this to... There we go. Just let me do that little segment there. Okay, so and I should be able to do that with everything now. I totally kind of cut that in half like an idiot, but it's fine. How's everybody doing tonight? Anybody working on anything cool tonight? Let's do... Okay, you know what? Let me back up real quick. Because I didn't think all the way through here. Okay. We're gonna fix this real quick here. Mesh display. We are going to do flip, reverse. I'm gonna pull you in. I'm gonna do one more just so I can get the base of it. Circularize that. Pull it down. Oop. Yoop. Okay, cool. Yeah, but I might have to go after portfolio, as I don't know if I have time to make the final. Oh, time for it to make the final cut. Kind of want to finish out term tables, etc. in the next week. Need to just be sending it off for applications. Oh, I gotcha. Jeez, dude, that's a timeline for sure. Well, I'm excited to see it when you do it. When you do finish it up. Are you? So you're? I don't know. Are you close to being done with school? Or are you? Because I know you said you were getting pretty. You're getting pretty close. And does your school have any like post grad support where like they'll help you try to place you? And actually do it, because like most schools advertise that they have that, but they don't actually do anything. My school was like, oh yeah, we'll place you in a job. They did that by just calling and harassing me constantly. Hey, did you get a job yet? Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Nope. Alright, no, come on, stop it. Alright, so if I smooth that, hell yeah. The only issue is we're getting a little bit of a pinch. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to add a little bit more support to this edge here. Right in the middle. And then we're going to get rid of these little pieces. And I do realize that made N-gons. We'll fix those. Control D. Just want to see how this is all playing together. Okay, so that's pretty good. Just a little bit of a pinch that I'm not a huge fan of. But that's okay. Let's see. I'm unwrapping UV of my controller, but Maya keeps crashing. I'm a victim of it. Why is it crashing? Are you trying to do too much with the UV editor? I've noticed there's a lot of, like, weirdness with UV editing in Maya lately. I don't know why. All just finishing stuff now. Top 5 spots from each discipline get to go to an industry panel thing, but we have to get some other resources. Not that I trust them. That's fair. Well, hopefully that leads to something cool. Okay. That should hopefully be what I want. Yeah, that cleaned that up really nicely. Okay, so pretty much that's kind of it. feel like I just need to like pull that a bit. 3. There we go. That's the look I was looking for. All right, cool. So there's our first piece. And then just to save some geometry, I'm just going to delete the bottom of this. Not that it saves a whole ton, but it's something. All right, cool. Bolt number 1 is done in all its beauty. Okay, so we're going to just... I think I'm going to make like 6 bolts today, and then I'll UV them, get them in the substance banner, get a basic texture on them. I want to basically set it up to where if I want to, I can open up a substance banner file and customize them if I need to. Well, no, I really don't need to do the textures, do I? Because I'm going to be texturing anyway. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do textures. Make this a little bit easier for myself. Hoping so. I have one offer at the moment, but I'm kind of holding out to see if I can grab anything else. That's cool. At least you have an offer, especially in like this day and age. That's cool. Any topology tips? Practice, practice, practice. One of the best things you can do is just kind of read about the different way like other people do topology. There's also this guy. Okay. So this book. It's old as shit, but it's actually really good. I refer back to this a lot, and this has a lot of kind of the old school ways of doing things that are still very much prevalent today. And so if you get stuck and you're trying to figure something out, this is an awesome way to kind of like an awesome little reference to kind of go back for. You can still buy it on Amazon. It's called Polygonal Modeling, Basic and Advanced Techniques. I got this when I was in college. But yeah, it's really just practice, seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work. Like something like this, really the goal is just to keep things quadded out. And, you know, that was kind of the end result. Oh, shit, hold on. And then always just make sure you're cleaning up after the things you do. But really, it's just making sure you're not adding too much unnecessary stuff. It's the biggest issue I see a lot of people do. Like, they'll make a bolt that was, like, horribly unoptimized. Because, like, the idea is, right, if I wanted to use this in a game, I could pull this real quickly and then delete a bunch of geometry from it and then call it good. But if I want to keep it for subdivision, I just drop it in and subdivide it. So, you know, you can take something like this, go mesh, smooth, and depending on how dense you want the part, you can just kind of keep going with it. But you always want to find like some sort of, at least some sort of even distribution. And as long as you're good there, you're good there. But yeah, it all comes down to practice. Like, I didn't understand topology until I started like really hyper focusing on things like where my edges were going and how I was supporting things. Because like I used to support things and drag stuff all the way through the model, and it made my meshes so dense that it was like horrifying. Let's see. Can you make a Torx one? Let's see. Let's find a Torx bolt. Torx head bolt. Bold? Bolt. Let's see. You're talking about... Are you talking about the negative or the positive one? I could for sure do a negative one right now. Do I want to do a rounded? Let's do a rounded negative one. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do this one. Cool. Topology is just one of those things. It takes a while. It took me years to figure out like what I was doing with it. I watched a lot of, if you guys don't watch him, on Mars 3D, he has some very good topology tips. Him and Andrew Hodgson, very good. Music still loud? All right, let me turn it down. Should be better. I also hate that song. All right. Let me know if that's quieter and better. And Crix, good morning. How are you doing? Make a trim sheet instead? No, these are... I don't want to work on trim sheets. Alright. Mario Elemenza. I haven't heard of him. Mario Element. Hold on. Elemenza. Huh. Oh, I did watch one of those dude's videos recently, actually. I am subscribed to him. I just don't know him well enough yet. Yeah, he's got some good stuff, too. He's one of the few people that I saw that actually broke down, like, really heavy-duty projects. So, that's cool. I like his stuff. He definitely follows more of a design kind of principle, which I think is super cool, because not a lot of, like, hard surface modelers will do that. Getting industry experience is probably a good idea before giving classes. Wait, what? Getting industry experience, was that responding to somebody? Oh, here we go. Hilariously, it's an instructor though, so oh, out of the frying pan into the fire. Okay, I see. Yeah. I don't know. That would be right. I almost took a teaching job a long time ago, but in the U.S. they don't pay shit, so it was not going to happen. Sub to both of them. Thank you for the knowledge. Yeah, of course. They're both real cool people. I don't know very much about Mario, but his tutorials are good. They've helped me when I got stuck. I crave for his vids for more info. Yeah, most of his work feels super clean and nicely optimized. Yeah. Andrew just started posting again, which I think is kind of cool. That makes me wonder if he left Blizzard, because I know he moved to Blizzard. All right, so let's work on a Torx head. So Torx heads are kind of fun. These are a little bit different. So the way I usually approach bolts like this is you start with the most complicated part first, and then you model down. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to just delete all that junk. Let me, hold on. I'll delete that later, but... delete. Okay. So, for Torx, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if I can do this with just a base cylinder. I might have to do a heavier cylinder on this one. I saw he did a live stream. Yeah. I'm happy to see that he's streaming again. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna do a little bit heavier. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I skipped something. Yeah, okay, I screwed up. Hold on. Did I? I need one more subdivision. But that'll give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need less, actually. Okay, hold on. So we're gonna pop this guy. We'll do... let's see if we can get away with 16. So a 24-sided shape would help with that. 24 might be a little heavy, but we can try it. Let's see. I saw the change in the schedule, but I do not remember. They are like different types of streams. So like, what topic is this one? So the different schedule now. Yeah, 18 is what I was thinking. So I'll try 24, but I might go back to 18. So the difference in the schedule is Mondays I'm going to be working on like portfolio stuff, and then Thursdays are going to be kind of like a miscellaneous. Right now I'm going to be doing content browser build-outs, and then that whole goes with Patreon, and people can get the free files for free and everything. So that'll be cool. But the other thing we're going to start looking at doing is potentially doing live streams with other people. So having other people jump in, do conversations, work on projects, do all sorts of stuff. So some super cool stuff coming down. I got an email about a potential job. Hell yeah, nice. That's good. Is it Thursday, 7 p.m. for you? Yeah, it's 7 o'clock right now. Well, it's 8 o'clock for me right now. All right, let's try this. So I want 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, so this should work. I don't think I need to go to 18. All right, so what we'll do instead then, we go vertex, skip 3, 2, skip 3, 1, 2, skip 3, 1, 2, and 1, 2. And I did that. Did I do that right? No, how the hell? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Did I grab an extra one somewhere? No, I need one more. Okay. JK, hold on. Hey. All right. Okay. Let's adjust that by 1. Just give me 25. Okay. So for me, it's like next day's morning, 7:30-ish time. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, because it's morning for you. And I finally got set up to do the work for my contract this month. Nice. They finally got you all the IT access? That's always my favorite part of starting a new job because it takes forever. And it's really funny that it takes forever being somebody who, you know, works in IT because it's really not that difficult. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Da, da. Boom. Okay. That should be our Torx head. That is... Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Motherfucker. I can make it 6. So we'll do singles instead. 1, 2, 3, single, 1, 2, 3, single, 1, 2, 3, single, 1, 2, 3. As you can tell, I'm terrible at math. Hence why this isn't working out for me. That'll give me the 6 I want. Okay, so I had it right the first time. Forgive me, my geometry skills are terrible. 24. All right. Wait, so 3D model? I mean, all 3D is based on math. Like, if you read anything like deep into it, like it's all very math based. What's funny is that it's only a month contract and it took this long. Yeah, I know. Hopefully they extend it, man. Geethan Alpudi. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Hello, how are you? Okay. So we got 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Beautiful. That's what I wanted. Sweet. Okay, so subject child. The reason I didn't is because I want that extra geo in there because the way these work is there's kind of a... They come in, but there's a little, like, slot inside of them. So I'm trying to replicate that slot. Let's see. And I'm hoping I can do that with this. Alright, so... The other issue is I need that to square out. So let's see what we can do here. The nice thing is I can do kind of whatever I want to with this. So let's do this. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, cool. Okay. think it'll be free after 16th of January because my notice period ends, and I think I'll be able to join early in the mornings. But for now, it's eating time. All right, have a good one, Crix. Good morning. Here you go. You butchered my last name, but it's fine. Mr. Curry Bun. What do you mean I butchered your last name? Was that the other account? Are you using 2 accounts? So yeah, keep cooking, having fun. Bye, Matt. All right, see you later, Crix. Does your camera have a little bloom going on? Look a little extra shiny and more saturated. Yes, it does. Oh, you know why? Hold on. The shiny might be because I was just at the gym, but yeah, that's better. The reason being is I didn't turn on my other light. There we go. That's better. Yeah, the shininess is because I was just at the gym, so I'm a little greasy. Geeth is me. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, I'm sorry I butchered your name. It's super hard for me to read, like, mashed together names like that, so that's always tough. Bro made this look so easy. Yeah, I'm terrible at the math portion of this, so, like, you know, give or take a little bit of it. But, all right, cool. So that's that. Where'd my reference go? So the big thing is I want to get those little nubbins in there. So I'm going to do the same thing here. It's kind of just like all about figuring out how to divide the area. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to turn chamfer off. Okay. And we'll clean all this up. Don't worry about that. The biggest thing here is, let's see, is this going to let me do this? No, it kind of will. Let's see. Torx heads are definitely a little bit more complicated than like your standard bolt, but it's a good one to do. And then here's what I'm going to do from here. Oops. Come on. I'm actually going to take all of this junk. And, whoa. No. Delete that. Delete that. Okay, so that gives us kind of what we're working with now. So we can shape this thing properly. Delete. I'm going to take these guys and scale them out. Where'd my music go? Hold up. Where are you at? Let's do... yeah, you. Okay. Okay, hold on a second. I'm curious to know if you've ever come across my YouTube channel, CGFX. If not, I'd love for you to check it out sometime. Possibly? Are you talking on YouTube? CGFX. I think this is you. And no, I have not seen your channel, but I'm down to take a look at it. Okay, hold on, I missed some stuff here. That's my actual name. That account has pretty much, oh, okay, I got you. Well, if you want to, go ahead and use that, because obviously that gets you no ads. I'm going to unwind for the night. Have a good one. All right, Zach, have a good one, dude. I joined a VFX school and learned basic 3D modeling, rigging, and dynamics in Maya. Then I dropped out. Is there any way to learn advanced UV mapping? I'm good at drafting 3D parts, but terrible at UV mapping. I've got a couple of tutorials on my channel already for UV mapping. So you could take a look at those. But, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff you can do to learn about it. It's really just, it comes down to, like, practice and then trying trying it out with like different objects and such. Oh, GGFX. GGFX. Let's see. I can't say that I have seen your channel, but I will for sure take a look at it. I got it pulled up. All right, cool. Let's see. I teach for a living, but most of my stuff is geared towards coursework, but I'd love some input. Yeah, sure, I'll take a look at it. But Julie Soy, what's up? How are you? Okay, so this is cool. So let's do this. So I need to change the... Let's do... There's probably a better way to do this, but I'm going to just do this way. Because I don't feel like figuring it out. Get much lesser ads on Twitch. Yeah, that's unfortunately just kind of the issue with live streaming. It's super hard to control it all. But hi, welcome on Twitch. I've only used Blender. This looks nice. See, Maya's good. I like Maya. I've tried many times to use Blender, and I'm still working on it. Still kind of trying to learn it. It's definitely still not my favorite, but I do use it now. I've actually used it for a couple of different things. Okay. This should be the last one that we need to adjust. Okay. All right, sweet. So that should be that. So the next thing is, let's take all this junk. I'm going to extrude that in. Nope. Just want to get myself some... Come on. Okay. So let's delete that. I'm going to flatten that. Flatten that out. Select that inner edge, pull it in, circularize it. Let's fix the twist on that a little bit. It's just twisting a little bit too much. Okay. And then what I can do from here is I can kind of reduce this as I work on it. But I'm going to do that. And then just temporarily I'm going to do that. Let's see. Started to learn Blender, but Maya is so natural to use for me. I think that's the big issue that I have, is that I am so used to Maya at this point that like using Blender is actually quite difficult for me. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I heard UVs are better in Maya. I've never tried UVs in Blender. Quite honestly, I'm a little afraid to try. But yeah. What is your major in? My major is in VFX and animation, so kind of like a miscellaneous degree. I did my final focus was on hard surface modeling, and then all the rest of my classes were geared towards like kind of like a miscellaneous grouping of stuff. Today I saw a video where a person was talking about rigging a model in Houdini. Yeah, there are some people who do that, man. Props to them, because No. I can't imagine. Okay, so and this is one of the kind of the issues with this, but we're gonna figure this out here. I don't know why that. Oh, I see. Okay, it's because I selected the wrong thing. Hey, let's do this. We're gonna wait till we do that. So we're gonna support this kind of like edge here first. Get this shape working, and then we're gonna build the rest of the bolt. Alright, so we will do that. Chamfer. This is going to give us that kind of crispness there. Shouldn't really have to worry. Let's see. How's that looking? Let's flatten the top of this thing. Okay. Okay. Alright, so that is good. The only issue is we don't have... These actually need to be wider. Let's do this. Kind of sucks, but it's alright. Alright. Yeah, I wish that worked that way. That's alright. Let's see, this was a humor. Let's see, I'd rather model in Houdini than Maya any day of the week. Yeah, but you like the procedural stuff. I did a teacup once in Houdini, and that was the last I needed to do with that application for a while, so... This was a human character too, yeah. I mean, technically in some instances you're going to have to do rigging in Houdini just depending on what you're doing. Especially if you're doing like heavy VFX shots with a creature or a character, they're going to need to be somehow involved, whether you're baking that animation into that model and then carrying it over. There is at some point going to have to be something that you do. Also felt weird when I switched from Maya to Katia and SolidWorks. What the hell is Katia? Katia. SolidWorks? Did SolidWorks rebrand into Katia? I swear to God, that's their old logo. .3D Excite. Yeah, no, SolidWorks. Son of a gun. I thought they were gone. Huh. Yeah, that's crazy. Even just the box modeling. Yeah, I mean, that's CAD. CAD's always going to be different. It's one reason why I haven't tried out plasticity, because it's still CAD-based, but CAD is a whole nother beast. I'd like to learn CAD just because I do a lot of 3D printing stuff. And I don't know if you've ever tried to make a part in a regular 3D application, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. So learning a CAD piece of software would be nice. All right. Let's do, hold on. These are all, except for these, okay. I need that to be thicker. I want to make sure these match up. Okay. Nope. Almost. Those are just like weirdly set. Hold on a second. Let's fix that. Okay. So let's look at that. That's better. Flatten that out again. Came from CAD plasticity, looks so nice. Yeah, it's a pretty cool application. The whole idea of retopologizing things bugs the hell out of me. I did make some progress on my game project though. Struggled with modeling and good-looking PS1 character more than I'd like to admit. Rigged it, did some basic animation. You know, it's funny. I wouldn't even know where to begin doing like an old school PS2 character. Like, I know they were like totally limited by their time, but I'm like, I wouldn't know like. In order to make something look like that, I would have no idea where to start. All right, so let's do this. Control D. I think I'm done adjusting all that stuff now. Okay. That looks pretty good. Minus the fact that these need to be sharpened. So let's work on that. And then we'll start playing with the kind of terminating some stuff and cleaning this up. Because this is not good topology. Okay. So let's see how that's holding. We got the nice sharp corner there. Beautiful. Okay. Cool. So now let's do this. Let's actually, here we go. Control D. I'm going to bevel this. Chamfer. Give that a little bit more. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Okay. Cool. That gives us a lot better of a Torx head. Now, let's clean this up a bit. So, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to start using this to kind of like clean some of this stuff up. But now I have a custom player character for my game. Mixamo stuff is borked at a certain point in Godot. Is it? Never actually used Mixamo. Okay, so let's hold on a second. Let's look at this because ideally these guys wouldn't exist. So let's find those. These are the interior loops, so we're going to clean this up. Didn't even happen over there, which is not cool. Okay. Control delete. Let's fix this one real quick because we didn't do it. Control delete. Control delete. don't really need to do like these interior ones, but all right, cool. So let's fix some of this because I don't like the way that's going. All right, so I'm gonna do some manual cutting now. I'm gonna go straight across, straight across. This will help kind of just redirect a little bit of that. And we'll be able to do this on every single one of them. That one's a little weird. Okay. Let's see. The bone scale is wrong from Mixamo. Makes attaching things to the character very too small. Yeah, we designed and typed all the G code, then simulate, fix the code. Got it in the CSD machine. A very cool diploma in CAD for the final project. Nice. This is a good ass. Yeah, I would not want to remake these constantly. In fact, usually when I do these, they are 100% textures because these suck. I tend to stay away from these entirely, but great modeling practice, great asset to keep. And again, guys, if you want to support the channel and what I do, join me on Patreon or as a member on YouTube, and you will get access to these for free. I still got to figure out the YouTube portion, but you guys will get access to them for free as part of your subscription. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that takes care of that. So we do have a couple of issues here. So these triangles I'm not hyper worried about. I'm going to leave those. But there's a little bit of end-gon going on in here. So let's figure out how I want to kind of end these. The idea here is going to be this. So I'm going to do this. Go boop. G. And then see how this works. Yeah, that'll be good. And then we can delete these. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that to everything. So I'll show you guys how this works. It's just kind of finding ways to reduce your geometry as much as possible. So we're still supporting the important stuff, but we are also closing up the unnecessary geometry that we just don't need anymore. And the cool thing is once this is all done, I could just pull it into Rhizome and do the UVs. So we can go through, select these guys. Just get rid of all of this. And then we're going to get rid of these corners. I think the corners can go. Let me verify. Yeah, corners can go. So these can go too. Three. All right, so we're still maintaining the same shape, but we've reduced a lot of the interior geometry, and that's the point. We're going to do the same thing over here. I think I'm going to try to do it right here. This might be a little bit too close to this, but what I can do is I can scale it out. Surface slide. And then just move it out. We'll test this real quick just to make sure this is actually going to work. I don't want to do anything that's going to cause any distortion. Yeah, that's solid. Radial array and save yourself some pain. Yeah, I probably could do that. I didn't think about doing that. The only issue is... Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on. Just cut this stupid thing in half. It would go a lot faster. Look at you, making me use my brain for once. I just hate dealing with radial arrays. Alright, so let's just scale you out, pull you in, Control Delete. Okay. Shouldn't be too bad. Now I only have to do 3 of them instead of 6 of them. Okay. Win for optimization. Yes, absolutely. Big fan, bro. Thank you so much. Sarah? Hopefully I said that right. All right, how's that looking? Beautiful. Okay. So that's good. The other thing we can do is I'm just going to slide this stuff. I'm going to use an edge slide here. Just want to get this stuff kind of into the center. It won't be perfect, but it doesn't need to be. Just want to get it kind of evened out. Okay. And then I can just circularize that later on, not like that. That's obviously not going to work. 3. Okay. So we're not getting any distortion there, so texturing should be fine, no problems. Okay. Yeah. Now the fun part is these have... So there's 2 variants of this. There's one with a little pin inside of it, and then there's one that just goes straight down. So we'll do the one that goes straight down first, and then we'll do the pin. Haven't done G code in a long time. Do you just manage generator? Oh, gotcha. Okay. Cool. So let's look up here. Try to think of how I want to do this. Honestly, with this one, I think what I'll do is just kind of move these out. And then we'll add a new loop. And this is where we'll terminate this one. As long as that doesn't get distorted, it's fine. Control Delete, 3. Yeah, we're good there. Okay. Same kind of, whoa. Is that the loop I just added? It is the loop I just added. Why'd you do that? You shouldn't have done that. Oh, it's because it's a triangle. That's why. Okay. That's fine. We're going to fix that. Okay. So, same thing here. Just move that slightly out of the way. You get moved out of the way too. These guys get merged. Hello. Okay. Cool. I think I told myself I wasn't going to do these this stream, but that's okay. It was requested, so I don't mind. Okay. Sweet. So let's handle this one. But the nice thing is, oh, now that that's done, just gotta do these guys, which these guys are pretty easy. Okay. Basically, the general rule with stuff like this, start with the most complicated part first. Don't build the whole bolt, because the whole bolt is the simple part. So, like, always start with the most complex part first, then build the bolt. Control delete, 3. Doom, doom, don't need you. Don't need you, don't need you. That's already gone. Control delete. That's good. Cool. So as far as that goes, it's looking just fine. Okay, cool. The one with the pin is the security version. Yeah, so we'll do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this, and that'll give us 2 bolts. So all this time was good for something. Change this stupid merging on Maya because it doesn't want to work. Okay, sweet. We can technically go a little bit more refined, and I think I'm going to. So let's do that. So confused by that. Is it still not showing up, man? Did you check your BIOS? Wait a minute, Sharky. Check your motherboard documentation, because if it's anything like the cheap motherboard I have in my NAS, if you have a certain number of SATA devices plugged into it, it actually disables the M.2 port, and then vice versa. So if you set up initially with an M.2 port and then try to use those SATA ports, it disables them. So you might want to check that out. I would take a look at that. I really appreciate it because I never figured it out. No, you're good. These are some of the models that like a lot of people don't think would be complicated, but like there is a lot of work that goes into them to get them to like not look like crap. And then part of it's just making sure that like you don't have this like horribly unoptimized model on your hands. Okay, so 3, beautiful. I could reduce that one, but that's pretty much, yeah, I don't really feel the need to do that. So I'm gonna delete that, circularize, and then I'm going to duplicate this thing entirely, because that's going to make our security version. Well, I guess I don't really need to do that actually. Hold on. Let's just do it this way. So this ring actually pulls down, because there's like a dip. Okay. And then what we can do is extrude that in. And then as long as we do, let's see, where are we? Yeah, I wondered about that. That's okay. Not a big deal. Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of, man. That might be it. It's entirely possible it's not, but kind of worth a shot. Alright, so we'll bevel that. Just give us a little bit of extra support there. 3. How's that looking? So that kind of, because it's got like this like default. hold on. I don't like that. Actually, don't like that at all. I was gonna say, I was like, why does it look like that? There we go. Okay. Let's pull that in a little bit. Yeah, that's better. All right, cool. So now we can do a sealed version and we can do the pole version. So, all right, now that that's all set up and good to go, take this. I'm going to extrude this out. You know what I haven't done? I haven't saved this entire time. Save scene as. I don't have. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's go to personal art folder. We're gonna do assets in progress. Bolts. Okay. All right. Cool. So the way that works, it has just a slight kind of top to it. Okay. And then we'll extrude again. Okay. And then this kind of goes down. It has a little bit of a lip. Cool. So that kind of takes care of that. So if I smooth that now, we've got that. I just want to further support that. 3. That has that nice top. Okay. These are, they're kind of sharp. They're not super sharp on the corners. So what we'll do is we'll still do it this way, but we're going to be a little bit larger with the chamfer. And then same thing here. Turn that off. 3. Okay, cool. Nice little rounded head hex bolt. Probably not completely to spec. In fact, it's really actually not. So let's do this. It's actually a much smaller. I'm going to select the entire thing. And then we will just take that in a bit. And then just round this out a bit. Does that feel better? Yeah, that feels better. Cool. All right, so that is the only thing I don't, oh, okay, hold on. I'm like, that's not adding up right. 3. Okay, that's better. Perfect topo. It probably could be a little bit better, but it's all right. I'm not too mad about it. Okay, so let's control delete, control duplicate. So we're gonna do the security version first. We'll just pull this guy up to the top. And then I'm not even gonna bother trying to get that to work, I'm just going to let them all collapse to the center. Usually I'll try to quad that out, but I don't really necessarily care for this. Shouldn't really matter all that much. As long as it's not distorting horribly. No, so that's fine. And that looks about right, so cool. And then for this one, we will just go bloop. Hold on. There we go. Cool. And with that, we have two of them. So we got a security and a non-security version. Where'd my bolt go? I was gonna say, if I deleted my other bolt, I'm gonna be really sad. Okay. Doesn't really matter where these sit, but part of me wants them like perfectly in little squares. So why not? At least as perfect as it can be. It's not gonna work at all, but that's all right. Okay, cool. All right, other bolts to do. Other bolts. Ooh, there's the. So that's also. Okay. I'm gonna cheat again. So this guy. Kind of the beautiful thing about this is that once you do it, once you have one, you kind of get to do whatever you want. You can just reuse them constantly. Okay. So this guy is going to be one of the flathead security ones. I don't know if they make a standard. They do. But I can do that really quickly. We'll take this, just scale that out a little bit. Hell yeah. Okay. Oop. Cool, so that's that one. And then I can just duplicate this. Might as well utilize what I've got. That makes those two. Cool. Time for a bite of food because I'm hungry. Okay. So there's this like reverse Torx. It's like a socket type. It's literally the same thing, just reversed. So we're gonna go ahead and make that. With the same kind of process, except we're going to delete literally all of this. Okay. So it also kind of like is that gonna do what I want it to do? Yeah, for the most part. It's kind of hard to tell. That's a terrible photo. Oh, see, that's different. But it's not that different. I removed my ability to duplicate this properly. Okay. I'll come back to that one. Maybe that'll be in the next set of bolts. I was going to try to get away with like one more easy one, but that's not going to work. Okay. So there's another one. That's a slightly different one than this one. What I can do... Actually, it's this one. So I can pull this guy here. And then I want to do some rivets. And then I think we'll call this set good to go, and we'll go UV it real quick. Have you used Marmoset? Do you like it? Yes, I do like Marmoset. I haven't used it in a long time because I didn't have a video card that would handle the sheer amount of VRAM usage that that thing needs. But that's changing here in a couple weeks, so... With the gear permit, that's a solid idea. Didn't think about that. I will for sure do that. I'm seeing all these different Torx heads, so I was like, screw it, let's just get these done. Because I wanna try to get everything like modeled and UV'd in stream. So, all right, so there's that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. All right, let's look at a rivet. Let's see what a rivet looks like. It's literally just a lump. Okay. You could also probably grid snap them with X if you wanted to really neat. Yeah, they're not all the same size, so I was just kind of like trying to keep it organized. But eventually, they're all going to be individual snapshots anyway, so it's not something that's super duper important. I was just being like picky for some reason. All right. And actually, you know what? That's kind of a dumb idea. Let's do this. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go to the grid here. Oopsie. Do a quad fill. Okay. Bridge that. 3. How you looking? All right. So kind of cool. So we got to do some shaping. Oops. So that's just rounded rivets. Okay. Anybody have any good plans for the weekend? You guys doing anything cool? Alright, sweet. That's better. I just want to pull that down a bit. Nope, not that way. Same thing here. Just gonna. Oops. Let's see. I want to sharpen my kitchen knife. It's so dull. Ooh, I need to do that too, actually. Now that you mentioned that, my dad has a really nice sharpening stone that I always borrow, but I keep forgetting to grab it every time I'm over there. I should definitely do that too, because my wife always complains that our kitchen knives are dull. All right. Well. Cool. I think we're good to go. That takes care of a rivet. That's 7. I think that's pretty solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this file, save scene. We're gonna take all these file. I'm going to export selection. We're gonna go to Rhizome now. And we're gonna UV these real quick. Where did I put that? Oh, right here. Okay. Bolts underscore 2 underscore rhizome. Okay, export. So let's open up rhizome. The hell is that? I don't know what that is. What is that? Oh. That's weird. Alright, so we'll go ahead and import, load, my backups, professional, not where I want to be. I'm all lost because I'm like, where did I put everything? Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong drive. Personal art folder. Keep using Rhizome on ArtStation. I never use it. It's lovely, and it's they have a pay or a rent to own sort of deal, and it's literally one of my favorite tools ever. All right, so let's look at the bolt here. So we're gonna isolate this guy, and we're gonna go ahead and UV him. So pretty easy. We're just gonna grab that. Control grab here. Right there. This is also why we modeled it this way, because this makes it stupid easy to UV. We'll keep our UV or our we'll keep our seams to the natural corners. That way nothing gets distorted too crazily. Yeah, Rhizome takes a minute to learn. It's really not super difficult to learn, but once you figure it out, it's literally the best. Okay. Cut. Unfold, layout, and boom. And we can test that real quick. Oh yeah. Gorgeous. Cool. So, with these assets, I'm going to leave them kind of at the max size that they can be. I'll adjust the size of the UV later when I'm like modeling with them, but for now I'm going to leave them just as is. That way I don't have to like figure out where they're landing anywhere. But this is great. This will be awesome. All right, so that's one done. Okay, so the question is, it's probably, no, it's not going to work at all. That's okay. These are both really easy, so I'm going to just select them both. Isolate. And then let's figure out how we want to cut this. The thing about the thing that I love about Rhizome is that its selection algorithm is just disgustingly good. Like, it just works so well. You don't have to like really worry about selecting too many things or like selecting the wrong things. It just works. Okay, so We will cut this so I get the most resolution out of that possible. Cut. And we're going to do the same thing here. Oops. That can stay the same because that's just going to get punched to down. Cut. So let's do this one first. Unfold, layout. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen. That's okay. Unfold, layout. So let's do this. Show. Show. Isolate, layout. Okay, so we do have a little bit of distortion there. It's not the biggest deal. It's honestly probably not even going to be noticeable, but I'm like, do I want to work on that? See if I can optimize it a little bit. It doesn't like that either. This might be one where I need to cut that center portion out. Let's do that real quick. Fold. Yeah, that was why. Alright, layout. That's interesting. Oh, it's because it was stretching and skewing it. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. That's much better. That's much less distortion. Cool. No, I don't see any issues there. All right, sweet. So show. I'm going to do the same thing to this guy. Isolate. Cool. Ooh, there's a lot of distortion on that one. Do you exclusively use Rhizome now, or are there any circumstances where you use Maya? I came across one circumstance where I had to use Maya recently, but I can't talk about it yet. So yes, but mostly Rhizome. Why is that one acting so wonky? I don't think the other one was like that. Was it? No, that one just worked. That's very interesting. Oh, you know why? Where'd I cut that other one? No, I cut it at the same spot. How interesting. It shouldn't be a big deal. It's not hyper red and it's not hyper blue, so we'll leave it and I'll try texturing it. And if I don't like it, I'll come back and do that. We'll see. See what happens. Let's see. The piece looks flipped inside out. It's not showing as flipped inside out. What it's doing is it's pulling everything in. So technically what I could do this. That should solve the issue. Maybe. Yeah, that's actually a lot better. It just kind of creates another seam. But hold on. Layout. Yeah, something weird's going on there. It is kind of operating kind of strange. Let's see. Was that by choice or by contract? That was by contract. Otherwise, I don't really use Maya's UV tools anymore. I'm so much faster in Rhizome that like it just doesn't make sense to keep using them. Yeah, I think you're right. Something's weird about that. It's like flipping or something. Can you reproject just that shell? I can. Let's just do this. Isolate. Oh, hold on. I just finished going through the yearbooks. Thank you for those. Yeah, you're welcome. They were good. The motherboard doesn't seem to have that limitation. Well, that sucks. I wonder why. So let's do a... We're going to do planar top. There we go. Yeah, that's weird. I wonder why I was doing that. The other one worked just fine. Well, I mean, cool. Isolate. Bring it out. Huh, how weird. Wonder why I was doing that. It seems like a lifetime ago, but it's funny because my husband knew me then too, so it's funny for him too. That's good. I thought it was cool to have them. I saw it because Emily, the old graphics arts teacher, she still had them on her like page. And so I had to buy the last one for like $1, but the other one was free. And so I was like, screw it, you know, I'll keep my old yearbooks. It's always nice to have those memories. Okay, cut that. Cut that. Oh, wait a minute. What got me? Okay. Did that not get cut? That last strip? No, it didn't. That's better. Okay. Wait a minute, what? Huh. That should have... Wait, what happened? Let's do this, hold on. Let's sew that back together. Unfold, layout. There we go. That's better. That's what I wanted. Let's see. Software's probably trying to even out the quad since the polys are pretty stretched on the model. Yeah, it probably was. That's all right. It worked out though. That's hilarious. I'm glad she had them. I only had one of them, but now they have the, yeah. I wish I could get like the original ones. Does the software support UDIMs? It does. In fact, I do all of my UVs in this one. So if you guys ever saw my tank, the UVs were done in that one. Why do I have Kung Pao beef pulled up? ArtStation. So this guy, god damn it. Hold on, I'll show you guys the UDIMs that we did for this one. Is it Epic Games that I sign in with this now? Yes, but through Facebook, oddly enough. Continue. There we go, yeah. They changed their login structure for this thing and it kills me. So let's see, these UVs were done in Rhizome. So I think this one was like 27 total UDIM tiles, which I could have gone more, but I didn't want to. But yeah, so Rhizome does really well with UDIMs. It's another reason why I really like it. Maya tends to stress the hell out after you get past like 7 tiles, and I don't know why, but Rhizome handles it like a dream. Yes, you can. So one of the things that I did with the tank, right? So the tank is another example of why I'm doing this today. Every single one of these freaking bolts is UV'd and textured, and they're stacked on top of each other just because I wasn't going to like lay them all out. But basically what I did was I just selected one. I changed the select similar down to a pretty low threshold so it would grab all of them, because there's also some little ones on these little bars here. And it grabbed every single one of them. I was able to UV probably like 300 bolts in a matter of seconds. So it's really handy with that. I would show you with these, but they're all different, so that won't work. Yes, there is. So textile density here. So if I wanted to write, like, if I wanted to scale this, I could just reference that textile density, and do that. And then, of course, in your layout settings as well, you can set it to retain the textile density. You're going to want more tiles if you're going to do that, but right, I wholly recommend it. It's got a 30-day free trial. Like, they are one of the best softwares, I think, to do this, because I hate, like, I despise UVing. So anything to make this process suck less is well worth it in my book. Plus, I think it was like $150 for the indie version, and that's a lifetime license. And if you can't afford the $150 outright, you can do the rent-to-own program, where you just pay monthly for an entire year. You have to, it's a little tricky because you have to log in every month and actually pay it. But as long as you do that for a year, you own it outright. And their support's actually really nice. I've had to deal with their support a couple of times, and they've been really good about it. And each activation works on 2 machines, so if you have like a laptop, you can do that. Over here selling their product, and I'm not even sponsored by them. Let's fix that. I bet you the other one did the same thing. No. We're going to just project. Oop. Oh, damn it. I hate when I do that. It is a little easy to drag and, like, customize the user interface, but sometimes I jack things up. Okay. Layout. That's better. Okay. I got to do that to that other one. Show. Isolate. Where are you? Oh, right. Wait. What? Oh, it did that thing again. Okay. I mean, cool. Whatever. And if you guys want to learn how to use it, I have a YouTube video for it. So I have an intro to Rhizome video, because it is just that nice. MFG nice. Yeah, it's super worth your time, especially if you hate UVing like I do. Yeah, fine. Okay. Notice how I neglected to do this one. Alright, so let's look at this one. This will be the last one. We'll pull this back into Maya, and we'll start setting up the repository, which I'm excited about. That's the whole goal of these streams. Oop. So these ones just seem to be a little weird with how they get handled, but that's all right. Cool. Heading out. Have a good evening. All right, Septic Child. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, cool. So this is all done. We're going to go ahead and pull all this into Maya. So I'm going to just go File, Save. The nice thing is it uses the FBX that you were using, so it just saves directly to it. That got very cold. So we can just delete that. Import. bolts FBX. All right, cool. So I need to name these real quick. Bolt 01. What were those called again? Torx head. Torx underscore security. Torx underscore standard. Torx underscore flat underscore security. Okay. Torx underscore flat underscore standard. Okay. P cylinder Torx underscore rounded underscore flat underscore base. Sure. And then rivet. Rivet. Okay, cool. So these are done. So now, in order to set these up, what we're going to do... First one is hex. That's true. I could do that. I was just thinking hex... Or just bolt 01, but that's probably fair to keep them that way. Alright, so... What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my grid snap here. Not that one, this one. Put these in the center. Okay. And so this is what I like to do. So I'm going to basically delete those. This is my hex bolt. I'm going to turn off my grid. I'm going to smooth this. Just figure out how I want to... There we go. That'll work. Okay, so I can go File, Save Scene As. And then the folder that I have set up for this, we'll go to B, Content Library, new folder. We're going to do... bolts underscore rivets underscore screws, bolts, rivets, screws. Okay, we're going to call this one hex bolt. Hex underscore bolt underscore no score what do you call it, thread. So these are meant to just be like what do you call it, greebled into place. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to save a thumbnail. We're going to capture a thumbnail. And this opens up this little thing up here, so you can just hit capture. That captures it, saves it, and then save. Can close that. And now, if I open up my content browser, I go to bolts, rivets, and screws, there's my bolt. Cool. So now, turn my grid back on. Going to delete... I could just move it back in place. Well, that doesn't really matter. Grid snap. Grid snap off. Okay. Do the same thing. The reason we delete these, though, is because you don't want to save them, because it saves them as an actual like MB file. So we'll turn the grid off. Okay. This is our Torx security, so we're going to go File, Save Scene As, Torx underscore security underscore rounded. Capture thumbnail. Capture. Save. And save. And then we'll just validate that that's there. It's right there. Beautiful. Turn the grid back on. And we'll just do this process for the next couple of them. Delete that. It's actually really quick, like once you get it all done. So the nice thing is now these are UV'd, so if I ever do another project, I can just pop them in there, and I don't have to waste so much time modeling. I'm so tired of wasting time modeling stuff. Okay, especially stuff like this. File, save scene as, torque security, standard, rounded, capture thumbnail. I should probably change the name of these to no threads, but I can do that later. Oh, shoot, hold on. Capture, I don't want that like that. Okay. Rounded. Underscore no. Underscore thread. Save as. Okay. This feels good though. This is really something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I just never made time for it. So super nice to finally make some time for it. File, save scene as, torques, security. This is the security one, right? Yeah. Flat underscore no underscore thread, save as, awesome, and then, oh, I did that wrong, hold on, save scene as, rounded, flat, no thread, capture thumbnail, capture, beautiful, save, and now save it, yes, replace it, okay. Grid snap. A little time consuming, but once it's done, it's so simple. I've learned a lot. Good. Nice. If you're ever curious, I do stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's a new schedule for me, so a little bit different nowadays. But Mondays, I generally tend to work on portfolio work or anything else if I have something else I have to do. Save scene as, flat no thread. This is the standard. Save as. God damn it, I did it again. Capture, save. The other cool thing is if you want to, like, if you really want to, like, if you want like final assets and stuff, you want to render them out, you can actually render them and then capture the thumbnail, which is really nice. That's how I do my materials. I can show you kind of how that looks. So if you go in here, so if I go to my materials, so these balls were actually just rendered in Maya, and then I use the little thing to capture the frame. And then what I do is I basically save it with the sphere, capture the frame, then I go back and delete the sphere, and that way it just imports the material when I double click one of these. This was a test. I don't know why it's there still. Oh, it's so nice. Okay. It's making me so happy. All right, so this will be Bolts Pack number 1. It'll go live on Patreon probably tomorrow. And for YouTube members, it'll go live on you as well. So I'll figure that out tomorrow. Delete. I'm going to go File, Save Scene As. And the cool thing is I believe it transfers over the thumbnail. So that's good. This is the Torx rounded flat underscore base, no thread, capture thumbnail. Capture, save, save. Okay, beautiful. And then we got one more, and then that's it. All right, file, save scene as, and this is standard underscore rivet top. Capture. Save. And save. Okay, cool. So now, with all that done, you can see how this kind of works now. So if I open up my content browser, it loads everything. And so when I'm modeling, if I want to just like throw something in here, and then I need a bolt on top of it, I can just double click and it'll spawn a bolt. I can adjust it, do whatever I need to. Just plop another one in there if I need to. It's so much faster. So nice. Cool. And that stays. So, alrighty, everybody. That is going to be it for me tonight. We are at 2 hours. I didn't think that was going to take as long as it did, but honestly, that's some pretty good progress on my own content lab. So, remember, once again, if you want to get access to these, if you want them for free, kind of free, you have to support the channel, but you know, $5 a month, you support it, you get it. Every single one of these streams where I do something like this, the next day the assets will go live on both of those platforms, and Twitch, I'll figure it out how to get you guys access as well. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you learned something if you were watching to learn stuff, topology-wise and everything else. I do have a video coming out soon about the content browser because a lot of people don't know it exists. And that's sad because it's very, very useful. So yeah, so keep an eye out for that. I've got another video hopefully dropping next week. I'm just kind of waiting for approval on it, so we'll see how that goes. But you guys have a wonderful, safe weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. You are so welcome. It was good having you hang out with me. But everybody, I'm going to say goodnight. YouTube, I don't do any raids or anything on YouTube, but we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you guys once again for hanging out. And I will see you all later. And then if you're on Twitch, hang out for a second. We're going to raid. So, good night, YouTube. And then Twitch, let's figure out who we going to raid. Let's see, channel.